Five, four, three, two, one. Hello, friends. Welcome to another episode of the David Ng Show. Today, I'm glad to nail down Mr. Matt Lam, one of the topmost agents in PropNext. He's young, he's talented, and only one of the 14 millionaires of 2019. Hello, Matt.
Hey everybody. How are you doing today?
Fantastic. I'm very happy to be here. I'm very happy to get you down here.
Yeah, a
Well, first
pleasure.
of all, it's great to have you here, and this is a wonderful office you have. You got a really good theme here. I see on the wall so many accolades, so many trophies, and a lot of Marvel characters. You're a big fan of Marvel?
Yeah, actually, I'm not exactly a big fan, but kind of have a few idols inside there.
Right.
Right,
So,
like Iron Man and Spider-Man. These were always my childhood superheroes.
do you collect the comics or the figurines?
No, not exactly. I only watch the animated series and all.
Right. Now, Matt, you're inside PropNext. You are Matt Lam, this really great, achieving idol that so many people look up to. But you know, your story isn't like that. It was many years you were just Matt Lam, the
Just
renter.
a little boy.
Yeah. So let's tell about your story.
All right. So actually, I was in Orange Tea. I started off my career as a NUS student as well. I was doing electrical engineering in NUS back in 2010, and what I wanted and I aspired for was actually to have a good, let's say, not income, but good, safe reserve funds. All right, reserve funds inside my bank account compared to my peers at that time.
How old were you then?
21.
21.
21, just after NS.
Right.
Right, so I had that aspiration that I want to have a bigger bank account than many of my peers, and I was back then doing national team fencing as well. So I was thinking, apart from part-time jobs, is there any other way that I can get this kind of money as fast as possible? That first mover's advantage that I can have as a 21-year-old boy by the time I graduate in 24, 25.
Right.
All right, so I started off because of the national team commitments. I couldn't actually do a contractual job, so I went for that kind of temporary job, such as a telemarketing, and just so happened that telemarketing was for a real estate firm, a real estate director. And back then, how I actually got into real estate was he didn't want to pay my salary.
Okay.
And he ended up converting me into a real estate agent.
Wow.
And that time we didn't have CA license and all of this. We didn't really have to take a test. So the minute I turned 21, in order to not pay me anymore, he converted me into an agent. And after being an agent, he used half of my commission
Right.
that I give to him as a mentorship fee
Wow.
to give it back to me as the salary that he owed me.
Wow. That's interesting.
All right, so that's how I actually got into real estate.
So were you young and naive at that time?
Yes, I was very young and naive at that time. In fact, to me, because I haven't seen the big money yet, having that extra $800, although I could have earned $1,600 from a simple rental.
Yep.
I was pretty contented and very happy back then, same like every other guy.
Well, the simplicity of being young.
Yeah, ignorance is bliss.
That's fantastic.
Right. Yeah.
So from there, how did you move on from? At which point did you realize that maybe you could do this yourself?
Right. Actually, along the way, I felt that I could have achieved a lot more. But being naive and simple at that time, actually, I wanted something more stable because I was brought up in that kind of environment. I was brought up in a stable environment. My parents' upbringing and instilled in me that kind of stability rather than just coming into a commission job where it's very unstable in that sense. And from there, I actually wanted to quit, to leave real estate and look for something more stable
Right.
and more secure.
Right.
Because that was the way I was brought up. And what actually stopped me from doing so was actually one day I was running a high fever, and I took some antibiotics, the symptoms cleared, and I just went on for my rental viewing. And just by stepping out and doing that one viewing, I earned $2,000. I mean,
Right.
back then for a 21-year-old boy, $2,000 is kind of impressive for me lah.
That's a lot of money.
Yeah, back then. And then I was saying like, oh, this job I definitely cannot clear. Definitely I can't clear it.
Yep.
I said I cannot leave this job. Yeah, I gotta. Yeah.
Put it closer.
Right. So yep, I definitely cannot leave this job. And from there, I started thinking of different ways and ideas. How can I actually improve myself in this career? And that was when I started exploring other options.
How long were you doing that for before you actually shot up
Right.
from normal,
right?
so survival to normal to
Sure.
superstar.
Sure. Actually, I was doing it for the first 5 years of my career. So while I was still in NUS, um, balancing my national team fencing together with my real estate, and I was doing for 5 years of rental in Orange Tea, and ever since the PDPA kicked in, I couldn't actually expand my business because of a lot of restrictions, and I was standing at the TOP projects trying to do rental under the hot sun. Because what we mean by TOP is actually we stand at the just completed projects where
Yep.
the owners are taking the keys.
Yep.
Under that hot sun, we run to the owners and then we say like, "Hey, can I actually help you rent out your unit?"
Do you really run?
Yeah, I really run.
So what-
and some more, it's a one-man show compared to other people who come in teams.
Yes.
Definitely, I would have to make that extra effort to try to edge the competition out. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I've never done TOP projects before,
Yeah,
but
you
so
should try.
really, when you have when a buyer comes over,
Mhm.
somebody coming to collect the key, you will see agents sprinting.
Yes, actually, it's a very competitive environment where you see different agents. I mean, what they can do is just you can just imagine it happening. Right now, you are the owner,
Yep.
and I come to you. Can I get your unit? Can I get your number? Can I get a key to help you do the rental? I specialize in this, blah blah blah. Behind me, there's another agent from another company queuing up just to speak to you.
Wow.
Right, and they don't care because I mean they totally put down their ego just for this particular lead. And the owners will be feeling like, wow, very overwhelmed by so many agents coming to them at the same time.
Yes. So from there, you did it for 5 years.
Yes.
5 years. So was that your trajectory, full time?
That wasn't my trajectory. Actually, that helped me grow from from just a naive little boy
Yeah.
into somebody who is more exposed into the market, who actually knows how does the market work. But from there, I realized that I cannot be doing this for the rest of my life. I mean, I cannot see myself growing in terms of character, growing in terms of sales wise. I think I hit actually a stagnation point.
Yeah.
So from there, I actually started exploring, and I stumbled upon Propnex PNG, Marcus Law.
Yeah.
Right, and of course everything wasn't so smooth. All right, so by right, I was supposed to join somebody else under Marcus Law, but it turned out it wasn't my desired outcome.
Right.
And even that switch over hasn't
Uh-huh.
been smooth lah. But from then onwards, fortunately, things took a better turn. I joined Marcus, and I never looked back. Actually, this is where I'm sitting here today, Millionaire 2019 and 2017.
Fantastic.
Yep.
So how old are you now?
I'm 31 this
So
year.
10 years in your journey.
Yes, 11. This is my 11th
11th year.
Yeah.
And for the first 5 years you were doing rentals.
Yes.
And thankfully there was the regulation change and that forced you to become
Yes.
something else.
Yes.
Then you came over.
Yes. But actually, after coming over, it wasn't all smooth sailing and superstar stories like how we always see online.
Yeah.
All right. So actually, for the first year, myself, I was still struggling with the rental part and trying to swap over to do sales
Right.
because of all the stigma in the market. I mean, definitely now, you get people like Jervis themselves. They all are more, they're younger, and the way the market and the society views these youthful people are very different. Back then, the stigma is still very strong that, hey, you're so young.
You're just a kid.
Yeah, you're just a kid. Are you sure you can manage my portfolio of what, 2 million, 3 million, 5 million, 10 million? Right, so last time I was trying to dress up as an adult. I was wearing those ties, and that time, because that was about 10 years ago.
Yep.
Yeah, we carry those messenger bags. We wear white shirts tucked in with the belt and the tie. Yeah, so a lot of things we are trying to act not our age. And that's actually kind of ingenuine, and actually our clients can feel us. So after coming into Propnex PNG, I was still struggling with that stigma. All right, and the turning point came 1 year after that by joining the boot camp. And Kelvin Fong himself, the man himself, actually did one of the segments, and he came up and questioned me, how long do you want to wait?
Yes.
And from then, that was the major turning point. From then on, I applied most of the platforms that Propnex PNG could give, the kind of knowledge, the kind of slides, the kind of statistics, and I created my own trademark presentation and pitch, which I'm sharing now to my agents in today.
Right.
Yep.
And from the boot camp onwards, how long did it take you to change?
1 week.
1 week.
1 week. The next week, I closed my first resale ever.
Right.
And from there, I became more confident. I became more daring and more willing to do so. I put my fears aside, and from there, I started serving buyers first, because that's the fastest way to learn. I get to see more projects. I get to interact with them. And from there, I will be able to actually understand the trail of thought, how these buyers react and act with the interaction. And from there, I learned how to serve buyers and actually embark on my sales journey,
Right.
right?
Right.
Apart from my rental.
So from then how? So which year did you join PNG?
2014,
Right.
mid 2014.
So good 6 years now.
Yes, good 6 years now.
And then from the second year onwards, you were starting to do sales, and then very quickly. So how did you become so successful? We're talking about the platinums and the
Mm-hmm.
super platinums.
Yep. So actually from there, based on the changes that I made were very drastic. First of all, I always believe how you are within is how your clients perceive you. So I made a lot of changes to myself, the kind of knowledge that I gained, and I started to present to all my landlords first. I kick-started from all my landlords because these are the people that I originally know. All right, and it's very heart-wrenching to know that some of them actually bought properties, but
Yep.
not through me because they think that I only do rental.
Yeah.
And I believe that many other propnections and many other agents on the outside face the same thing too. Maybe they say that, oh, I bought condo, but I never buy through you because you only do HDB.
Yeah.
But who says I'm an agent, I can do everything?
Yeah.
Right. So this was the stigma to me because mine wasn't even sales to begin with. Mine was just rental.
Yeah.
All right. So first of all, I have to change this within me that this is my mindset of how others perceive me on the outside.
Yep.
And I need to change my substance inside to actually show them that I actually know how to do sales and my knowledge is actually good enough and strong enough to help you plan your asset portfolio ahead.
Right.
Right. So first of all, this is something that I changed.
Mm-hmm.
And then from then on, I started meeting more people. And every week I was setting up 3 to 4 coffee sessions and I forced myself to do so. Whether he has money or no money, I don't care.
Right.
Right. I just want to make sure I put myself out there because from there we can actually see through his word of mouth also.
Yep.
Because of the value I added to him,
Right.
he's able to spread it further for me.
Right. So you were talking to landlords and you were talking three times a week. What other way, as a young boy as you were then,
Mm-hmm.
young man as you were then,
25, 26, I grew a little bit.
a young man. So how did you grow your own database? Your
All right. So for me,
Prospecting.
I always believe in frameworks and prospecting. If we bring it to today, what I'm doing today.
Yep.
So I look back then, I didn't know how to formulate in words. Now I know.
Yep.
Actually, that time I started doing telemarketing. So
Right.
through telemarketing, I was able, and back then the telemarketing efficiency was a lot higher than today. All right. So that back then the telemarketing, I was able to get about 5 to 10 leads a week.
Right.
And from there, I would force myself to actually do my best to close these leads because it's very competitive. I'm not the only one doing telemarketing.
Yep.
There are other agents that are doing telemarketing, and they also are competing for the same listing
Yep.
at the same time. All right. So of course, I had to spend more Property Guru credits, although they are not as expensive as now.
Yes.
Yes,
Those
right.
were the days.
Yeah, those were the days, but you still have to spend some.
Yeah.
And from there, we also have to think of different pitches and scripts to try to actually edge out the competition.
Yeah.
And especially how are we going to anchor the tenant to come to view with me rather than just viewing with them? Or how am I going to anchor the buyer to view with me rather than viewing with other agents?
Right. And so at that point, when did you reach your first platinum?
I reached my first platinum, I think half a year or less than half a year. Let me recall. 1, 5. Yep, within half a year of making that change.
Yep.
Right, because I started to serve buyers.
Yep.
And actually met my first buyer. From then, I actually gave, because of that appreciation, I felt that I did a good job for her, and it was her birthday. I wanted to give her something, so I gave her an LV passport.
Right.
All right, a passport holder.
Mm.
And from there, she actually referred me somebody else
Yep.
who helped me, who purchased one of the big projects.
Right.
And from there, I gained my first platinum.
Congratulations.
All right, thank
That's
you.
amazing.
And it made me really believe that somebody who was doing rental
Yep.
could have made that switch
Yep.
and achieve that kind of accolades. And from there, I never looked back and I pressed on further.
So you were a shy guy
Yeah,
before.
introvert.
Introvert. That was my
Introvert.
next question.
Yeah.
Because you are definitely you're visibly extrovert.
Oh.
So my question was going to be,
Yes.
are you really an introvert or are you an extrovert?
Yeah, actually, I believe I was in between, but more skewed towards the introvert on the spectrum.
Right.
I would shy away from others. I would shy away from people, and I tend not to talk. I only talk to my close friends. I can talk. I can really so-called talk cock lah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can really.
I believe so.
Yeah. So I can really talk cock at that time. But those were my own friends and
Yep.
those that I'm familiar with. But otherwise, I used to be a very shy person. You ask me to talk like this, like how I'm talking now, definitely I couldn't. And it's only because of the platform here, the stage that I was given here, the opportunities that I was given here, that I grew to become who I am today. So back then, I would usually shy away. In fact, when I see adults, of course, when the
What do you mean by adults?
adults like more matured,
Anybody over 30?
over 30 at that time, for me,
Yeah.
right? So I would shy away, and that's why I also never dare to talk to them about sales,
Right.
all right? Because first of all, they don't even know me, and I'm very bad at small talks. I'm
Right.
really very bad at small talks, and even till today, I have to preset a set of questions for myself when I meet a new prospect because I'm
Right.
pretty bad at small talk.
You have a script for meeting.
Yes, I have a script for meeting.
Okay.
Right. So, yep, introverted in that way, and I can't really mix well. And in fact, I wasn't the most popular kid in JC and secondary school,
Right.
even till NUS days.
Yes.
Pretty little friends because I don't really mix well with them. And at each point and each stage of my life, I was doing something very focused. So in secondary school, I was doing fencing, so I didn't really mix much with them.
Mm.
In JC, I was still doing my fencing.
Yep.
Didn't really mix much with them. In NUS, I was doing my own real estate career. Didn't really mix much with them as well.
I'll bet you when you gather together with your friends now,
Yeah.
you're probably one of the center of attraction.
Yeah.
They want to know everything about you.
Yeah, kind
How
of.
did you do it?
And I have to make sure that I portray a more humble
Yeah.
stance rather than, because it could become a little bit sensitive during the meetups.
Yeah.
But most of the time, I'm being my true genuine self.
Yep.
And if you take some time to know me, I tend to be more genuine and I tend to speak my mind
Yep.
more straightforward in that sense.
Okay.
All right. So and actually it has become my persona, and people who know me well, they actually like this aspect of me
Okay.
because they know Matthew doesn't talk like as in he's genuine. I say the stuff that I really think it is,
Yes.
and it's only for the person's own good.
Very good. Very good.
Yep.
Right, Matthew. So you're this introverted guy who became an extrovert,
Mm-hmm.
and also the way you dress.
Mm-hmm.
You're a pretty snappy dresser.
Mm-hmm.
How did you get that?
Oh, actually, this came from my role model, actually, Marcus Law, my own leader.
Yeah. Yep. Yep.
He's a pretty,
Good
I
dresser.
call him a good dresser and a fashionista.
Yes. Yes.
And I look up to him. I used to go to viewings in Bermudas and
yes.
polo t-shirts. The minute I came over, he kind of scolded me for it.
Yes.
And he said that, come on, you got to carry yourself better than this.
Yeah.
Right, so I started changing out my whole wardrobe. And because he always tells me first impression counts, and how people see you would also, count. And that's the first impression. So, and given how today's real estate market has evolved, it has evolved from all the white shirts and ties and belts to become more trendy.
More smart casual.
Yeah, smart casual kind of way. And I actually look up to him because it's actually our daily topic.
Yes.
On wow, look at this shirt, it's nice, huh? Hey, how would people think?
Hey, where'd you get your shirts from?
This one is Babe, and we got it. There's this online app called Farfetch.
Farfetch.
Yeah, it's the most addictive.
That's where you get your clothes from.
Yeah, that's where
Marcus Lua gets his clothes from.
Yes, that's where actually sometimes
Farfetch.
I think Kelvin Fong gets his clothes from too.
I'm gonna get it.
Yeah, so we get a scroll and we get pretty good deals from there.
Right.
And the good thing is they do exchange policies there as well.
They do.
Yeah.
So it's an overseas app.
Yeah.
Shipping in.
Yes.
The hair.
The hair.
That's pretty good. Pretty standing up.
Yeah.
Was that always something you had, or did that come over with Prop Next?
Actually, I was a person who didn't really care about my image in the past.
Yeah.
And so I used to have this side fringe. My fringe would be on one sided.
Yep.
And it would try to follow the Korean style.
Right.
All right. So I was having this mop hair, dyed mop hair with I think golden brown, and doing it one side until I met my wife.
And then she said,
and my wife, to me, she's the most beautiful in the world. And
of course.
Right. And so
she's the most beautiful wife in the world.
Yeah. No, most beautiful lady in the world, the only wife in the world.
I was going to say my wife's the most beautiful wife in the world.
Yes, your wife's the most beautiful wife.
Yeah.
So for me, I felt, wow, for me,
Yep.
being short. I mean, she's one head taller than me,
Right.
and she's very pretty herself,
Yep.
and she takes very good care of her outlook.
Mm.
So for me, I was thinking, goodness, I've already got this bonus in my life.
Yeah.
I should do something about my own outlook. And she
Yes.
did point out to me, she's like a little bit like my image advisor as well.
Yep.
So she tell me, you gotta do something to your hair. I used to have a lot more pimples on my face.
Yep.
Right, and I had scars, acne scars. And she said, you gotta do something as well because you're gonna be appearing on stage. You're gonna be doing this and that, more talks.
Yep.
You gotta have your image right.
Right. Right.
All right, and she transformed me. Yeah,
Fantastic.
and I felt a little bit guilty because she's dating a guy who doesn't really take care of the outlook, and I felt, wow, she's doing so much effort just to make herself look beautiful
Yes.
for me
Yes.
and
yes.
for herself as well. So I think it's time for me to do
Stop being sloppy.
and make that transformation
Well
to look
done.
sharper.
Well done. Because a lot of the prop next agents that I've met, a lot of agents who are very successful.
Mm-hmm.
I can imagine Kelvin Tong, for example.
Yeah.
He's the same kind of hair.
Yeah, same kind of
Very
hair.
successful.
Yeah,
That's a success hair.
correct. And Marcus also did it too at
Yeah,
that time.
yeah.
So I kind of followed and took on the trend. It took me a while though, 1 year.
One
about
year
1
to
year
do it.
to accept it. My hair was pretty much like a virgin. No, never touched any gel, never touched any
Yes.
chemicals, and I was very proud of it.
Yes. Yes.
And then I was thinking, wow, it's time. And when I first started doing this styling,
So
I
who does it for you every day?
now I do it myself.
I'm looking at about 30 minutes.
No, 5 minutes.
5 minutes.
5 minutes.
Oh, you got to tell me how you do it.
Yeah, it's mastery, skill mastery.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
think we should have a course on that.
Yeah, I think we do.
It's so important.
Yeah, there's 3 steps technique. You know, Alex Go has 3 steps technique for
Yeah,
real
yeah,
estate. I have 3 steps technique for my hair.
Okay. That's brilliant.
Yeah.
So do you have a special hairdresser you go to?
No, not exactly. But yes, now I don't really used to have, but now I do.
Yeah.
So now I go to one of my friends' referral. It's
Right.
called the I forgot what's the name. Sorry.
I got a guy.
Yeah.
I go to a place called Shinji Matsuo.
Yeah. Oh, you go to Shinji Matsu.
they-
Oh, I remember what's mine. Mine is called the Hideout. All right, and he's this guy, this hairdresser that it's like an underground hairdressing.
Yeah.
He creates that kind of concept.
Yep.
And he's referred over to me by another friend.
Yep.
And yeah, he has been training and coaching a lot of hairdressers, and
Yeah.
yeah, I'm glad that he's doing my hair now.
Okay. But yeah, you do have good skin.
Mm-hmm.
So what do you use for that?
Bioderm.
Bioderm.
So actually,
Right.
if you want, I can send you a picture.
Oh sure,
Oh.
I use SK2. My wife's
Oh yes,
my wife uses SK2.
Right,
and
right.
I get the
Yeah.
dregs.
For me, I do Bioderm. I used to have all the scars here, and then
Yeah.
after that, 2 weeks within using Bioderm,
Yep.
it cleared up.
Wow.
Yeah, it
That's
cleared
great. So the significance of all this thing we're talking about, we're just two men talking about
up.
beauty and grooming,
Yeah.
right? I think you do better than me,
Yeah.
but it's
you
very
look good
important.
yourself
It's
too.
very important for the agents to
Mhm.
look good, brand themselves well, appear on Facebook. They
Yep.
do selfies a lot.
Yep.
So it's part of the image. I remember your images used to be quite different on Facebook.
Mhm.
Now it's every time I see you with a clothing, and it's very, it looks pretty well done. It's
Yeah.
kind of the deliberate messaging there.
Yeah.
I bet that was intentional.
The selfies.
Yeah.
Okay, is this for more people to get to know who am I
Yes.
and how do I actually look like, and like what they say, this one I mean, based on whatever Marcus taught me before,
Yes.
it's a form of branding for myself,
Right.
and it's like a kind of signature because nobody was doing it then,
Yes. Yes.
and I started the selfie thingy, and everybody started knowing who I am.
Right.
Mhm.
So in terms of Facebook,
Yep.
are you doing anything else beyond Facebook? And has Facebook been useful to you?
In terms of real estate marketing
Yes.
or what?
Real estate marketing.
Okay, real estate marketing has helped me a lot because it has helped me build my brand. It has helped me, let everybody know who I am as
Yeah.
well. And from there, I am actually sharing a lot more value-adding educational videos regarding the real estate market
Yep.
from there. And that has actually contributed to my brand building as well because I want to portray myself as a as a real estate consultant.
Mhm.
And through these videos, because I focus on a lot of high-end or mid-range to high-end clients, I want to be able to attract them as well.
Right.
And that's why I'm doing all these videos so that they also can learn along the way, and in the end engage my consultation services, and I want to further add value to their real estate portfolio.
Right. So beyond the Facebook, have you ventured into Instagram?
Instagram, it comes along with it for me.
Right.
because my accounts are pegged to it.
Yep.
So that's when I do my advertisements on Facebook, it'll automatically go onto
Yep.
Instagram. I do make certain videos along the way and put it on IGTV.
Yep.
All right, but not too many because my main platform is still on Facebook. So my traditional marketing will be, I always believe in traditional and one digital marketing.
Mm-hmm.
So my digital is covered using Facebook.
Right.
So traditional would still be my telemarketers and my
Mm.
own personal reconnecting skills.
Right.
So
right.
I have two telemarketers running at the same time, and three telemarketers running at the same time,
Right.
and one personal assistant to help me follow up with all the leads,
Right.
and my own personal reconnecting habit that I've picked up since coming over into PropNext.
Right. Right. Reconnection. That's a very powerful technique.
It is. It
it's
is
an art,
It is an art.
so to speak.
It is an art.
So, let's talk about drivers. What drives you? Because you've hit, I think, about 14 platinums.
14 platinums
Is that correct?
in
Am I
which
c-
last year?
Is it last year alone?
No, last year I got 8.
8,
Yes.
but in your whole career,
20 plus?
20 plus million.
20 plus, 30 plus? 20 plus, 30 plus.
30 plus.
Because I hit, 20 plus, 30 plus.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
There you go. So most people, when they get to a certain, by the time they've hit the 10th platinum,
Mm-hmm.
they probably want to take life a little bit easier and enjoy a bit, slow down a bit. So what pushes you towards the 20 and 30 and
All right.
40 and 50?
Okay, sure. For me, my main driving force is actually my wife.
Right.
Right. Well, of course, like everybody else, everybody loves their own wives, yeah.
Of course.
So for me, I strive to actually, it's my very big motivating factor to actually give her the best and
Right.
provide the best life for her
Right.
that I ever can. All right. To me, if she can spend everything, I'm happy to do so. All right. And she's the main driver every day because as long as I wake up, I look myself in the mirror,
Yes.
she's the one. And I tell myself, Matt, you got to go out there and start fighting hard.
Right.
All right. That's one.
Right.
2, it's actually my dad. All right.
Right.
He has been an awesome role model since since when I was young. I mean, he climbed the corporate ladder.
Yep.
He taught me the skills in life. He tell me you have to be a very good man that he used to, and I model against him because I saw how hard he worked just to bring back the food for the family and in fact be a good father to
Yep.
me. And that's the person that I want to be. So every time I see how hard he worked and I compare it to myself today, and I see, well, if I'm not working as hard as him, who am I to complain?
Hmm.
All right, so that's the second driving force for myself. And third will be my own Matt Lam division family.
Yep.
All right, because now I am a leader of 160 members. All
Oh,
eyes are
right.
looking at me,
Right.
and I have to be this role model for them as well.
Right.
And it has proven really successful in that sense because they see their own leader working very hard. They have no excuses for themselves as well.
Yep.
And to them, this is a good example that they can model and they can aspire and be inspired to become as well.
Bear.
All right.
Right.
Mhm.
But there must be days where your motivation is flagging.
Yeah, definitely.
How do you pick yourself up?
For me, I like to be in control of my emotions because all these are actually emotions, and like what they say, emotions always cause people to make mistakes. But of course, emotions help you feel as well.
Yes.
All right. So emotions, to me, I think it's part of life, and you gotta embrace it. But when you are embracing it, are you in control as well? So for me, I like to do. I've been through a couple of setbacks because of all these emotions, especially in such a competitive environment.
Yep.
But for me, what I like to do is to set a deadline to these emotions. Easier said than done, but it has helped me a lot. So for me, at the start of the day, I feel a little bit tired or sad or depressed or whatever that
Yep.
is. I would say, why am I feeling so? What are the reasons? All right, I put a reason to it. I
Yep.
set a deadline. I say, Matt, it's okay. The reason why people don't really get out of it is because they deny it. They're in denial and they say, nah, it's not like that. It's not like that. Blah blah blah. Accept it. To me, always acceptance
Yep.
is key. Accept it. Move forward from there.
Yeah.
All right. You really do feel so. Accept it. Give a good reason to it. Set a deadline. Maybe say by tonight, 12 a.m. I'll stop feeling like this. The next day, it's a new day. Let's go out and fight again.
Right.
All right. And doing this little trick here actually has helped me a lot because it helps me open my mind and accept that, yes, Matthew, it's the true fact that you're feeling this way because of XXX reasons.
Yep.
Deal with it, settle it, move on. The next day starts again.
And that's the mindset of a winner.
Mm.
Because I've seen there are so many. You just have to watch the winners, and
Yep.
you watch some other people,
Mm-hmm.
and you can see that they're holding on to their anger. They're
Yeah.
holding on to their whatever they've got, and they over days, over
Correct.
weeks, even
Especially
months.
burst deals.
Yes.
Like, yeah, burst deals, and then it really depends on how fast you can move on, and you're gonna
Yeah.
feel a mixture of emotions from
Yeah.
there, and that emotions is gonna bring you down into that spiral, and you're gonna take a few months to get out of it. But
Yeah.
that's because, like I said, you're in denial
Yeah.
because you think that I cannot be this way, blah blah blah. Accept it, move on.
Move on.
How fast you move on will determine how successful you are as well.
Yes,
Mhm.
completely agree with it. Let's go into your daily routine.
Yeah, sure.
Right, Mr. Matt Lam.
Yep.
You wake up.
I wake up.
What time do you wake up?
I wake up about 9 a.m.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the advantage of our real estate careers, though.
Do you have children?
Nope.
That's the advantage of not having
Yes,
children.
That's the advantage of having children as well.
Okay. And
So-
then so let's go through your day. Your
So
ideal
9
day.
a.m. I wake up, I prepare, I go shower. 10 a.m. I'm at the gym.
Yep.
For an hour.
Every day.
Not every day. Monday, Wednesday, and Friday.
Right.
All right. Then Tuesday and Thursday, maybe a quick cardio, and then from there, 10:30 or 11, I'm actually in the office meeting
Mhm.
my own agents already. So 11 to 2 p.m. or 3 p.m. will be allocated for my agent's timing.
Yep.
And from then onwards, I will do my own prospecting, my own follow-ups, as well as my own sales,
Mhm.
viewings, handovers, etc. All the way to about 8 p.m. or 9 p.m. 8 p.m. or 9 p.m. And from there, I'll spend time with my wife until 12 a.m. or 1 a.m. I
Mhm.
do my paperwork until 2. Paperwork like property guru, advertising,
Sorry,
document.
midnight to
midnight to
2
2 a.m.
You're doing your
My
property guru.
property guru,
updating.
my paperwork. I set an hour or so
Yes.
to clear all this stuff, and
Yes.
then 3 a.m. I go to sleep,
3 a.m.
and then I
Wow.
start the next day again.
That's quite tough.
No, it's okay.
3 a.m.
Yeah, to me, it's actually, they say work-life balance. For me, my work is my life. I'm happy with it. I'm
Right.
passionate about it.
Yeah, yeah.
I enjoy doing it,
Yeah.
and I enjoy doing so. It's not a chore to do so.
Yeah.
So I actually, in a way, merged it up together, right? Intertwined, and I find joy in doing so. So to me, this is my work-life balance.
Okay.
Yep.
That's good. That's the benefit of being 31.
Yeah, it's a habit.
When you get past 40, when you
We'll
get past
see.
40,
Yeah,
at 10 p.m. it's ready to sleep.
probably.
I'm
I'm
already-
feeling it already ever since I turned 30.
Yes.
Yeah, I could do like, wow, last time I could do this whole routine.
Yes.
At night, we still can go for a party. Now
Yeah.
I go for half the party, and I'm gone.
Welcome to the life.
Yes.
So real estate has really changed your life.
Yep.
If it wasn't for real estate, what would you be doing?
I think I would have been doing the standard corporate job, right? Because I got an electrical engineering degree.
Right.
I would probably be either engineering or engineering sales right now.
Engineering sales. So you 31, you probably be earning about
4,
3.5,
3.5, 4.
4K
Yeah,
a
yeah.
month.
Yep.
You have your own cubicle.
Yep.
There's nothing wrong with a
Nothing wrong with that.
a corporate
Yeah,
job. It's
yep.
give you security.
Yep.
And if that's the kind of stuff you like.
Yep.
But generally, most of my friends, when they get to a certain age, they're looking for a change.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah. So how has, I can only imagine, right? But
Mhm.
maybe you could tell me, how has real estate really changed your life?
Wow. Well, of course, it has given me the lifestyle that I could have never imagined.
Yes.
Right, but more importantly, it has given me a lot of. I enjoyed this job, and changing my life in terms of character growth, in terms of the exposure, in terms of the maturity, it has helped a lot. I mean, we leave the materialistic part aside. I mean, that one, as long as you work hard, eventually in life you will get there, right?
Mhm.
So that's my take. But for real estate, it has changed my life in terms of my perspectives and the kind of exposure that I get, because I meet and I coach 160 agents. I get, and apart from that, I get to meet a lot of PNG and
Yeah.
propnexians
Yep.
and people like yourself, and I
Yes.
get to know more. And this has really improved and widened my perspectives of just life itself and society itself. So, and I believe that by being in that corporate job of mine, if I ever had to
Yep.
do a corporate job, I wouldn't be able to get this kind of exposure and perspectives. And so
Right.
it has helped me to grow in terms of character, in terms of maturity, right? And apart from the materialistic holidays that I get,
Yes.
and
Yes.
the car that I drive, and
Yep.
the assets that I can own.
Yep. Yep.
Right,
Oh,
yeah.
but it's a good game to play. Property.
Yeah,
of
it
your
is.
own.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's very interesting, because if I was in a corporate job,
Mm-hmm.
it really is the firefighting, the deadlines, and
Yes.
the corporate pressure to perform every day doing something.
Correct.
right? But over here, strangely enough, the thing
Mhm.
that's focusing on is your own mindset,
Mm-hmm.
your challenge, and improving your potential, and to give you all the tool set
Yep.
to perform.
Yep. Yep. Yep.
And if you don't, then if you have everything here, everything's it's practically laid out for you. If you take it in this platform, then if you don't perform, then
Then we all know the
we,
answer.
we, all, we need to kick up the
Yeah.
butt.
Correct. Correct.
Yeah, very very good. We're in the middle of COVID-19.
Yep.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
What have you seen so far? Do you remember SARS?
Yeah, I remember SARS.
How old were you then?
2003. Yeah,
Yeah.
that was what 20.
20
No, about 17 years ago.
Yeah.
I was 13. Yes, I was
13.
13, 14 years old.
Okay,
I was in
so-
secondary school.
So you should have memories of SARS,
Yeah, kinda.
but you wouldn't know the impact it had on the industry personally.
I recall a little bit, but industry, I don't really know that back
Right,
then.
right. So, well, let me recap. It was it's just like now,
Yeah.
except nobody had any other information about what it was.
Yes.
You know, it was
yes.
much more. It felt much more deadlier,
Yes.
and a lot of buyers just they stayed at home.
Yep.
Didn't venture out.
Yep.
But we know from all the Kelvin Fong slides that the PPI, the
Mm-hmm.
property price index.
Yep.
If you were brave enough to buy then,
Yes.
you were one of the lucky ones to ride it out.
Yes.
So COVID-19.
Yep.
What have you experienced? Its impact.
Well, actually, like all changes in the market, there is always different people looking at different opportunities and dangers and risk.
Yep.
Risk assessment in different. I mean, there's two different groups always at different points of the market. All right. So whatever whatever prospects that we experience were from the previous market, which
Yep.
before COVID-19,
Yep.
and they were all very keen to buy.
Yes.
All right. But of course, we considered this a market change.
Yep.
Definitely, we have to start looking for people who are willing to buy right now.
Uh-huh.
So and this is something that I pass on to my agents as well and anybody that I meet. Instead of trying to say, well, COVID-19 is slowing down my business.
Yep.
It's a good time to go out there to look for new people.
Yes.
Yes, and those who are willing to take this chance in the market right now, because based on the slides by Kelvin Fong, yes, clearly show that actually yes, prices are will be a recovery trend or upward trend if this COVID-19 clears.
Yep.
And definitely we are in a better position than before to do so. Because last time there was no social media, there was no such transparent information from the government.
Yep.
Technological advancement, definitely now it's better.
Yep.
If we could clear SARS, which is much deadlier,
Yep.
why not COVID-19?
Yep.
Which is just being more infectious. If you take good care of yourself, I believe.
Of course.
Yeah.
Yes. That's the interesting one because the difference between I feel the
Mhm.
difference now and then.
Yep.
Was that now we have on our mobile phones the government
Yes.
the
updates.
announcements, updates,
Yeah.
daily updates. So you
Yep.
feel like
You're safer.
you feel
more
you know what's
certain.
happening.
Yeah, you know what's happening.
Oh, okay, another person's at the hospital. Okay, another person's done this.
Yes.
So it's much better. But I also feel that there are a lot of buyers out there who experienced SARS and they missed the boat on SARS.
Yes, and they are
It's a
coming
terrible
up.
thing to say, but they remember it,
Yes,
and they also know their friends who bought and made a packet of money
correct.
from that period.
Correct.
So
And
it's an opportunity.
yeah, it is. It is. In fact, from yesterday, based off one of the resale viewings that I did,
Yep.
the guy was coming out to buy because he saw how Singapore actually managed the situation.
Yes.
So he was telling me, Matt, don't need to present to me all these things. I said, oh, why? I said, oh, actually, we were sitting on the fence.
Yes.
But after seeing how Singapore managed the situation,
yes.
I mean, she said he's from India. He said, Singapore managed it so well, they gave us so much confidence that we are willing to buy now after staying in Singapore for 17 years, renting an apartment.
Yes.
And that became actually a motivating factor for these buyers right now.
Yes. Because everybody's asking, when is the price going to drop?
Yep.
Is it going to fall? Is it going to after the COVID-19?
Yep.
But the smart guys are the investors who realize that this is the time.
Correct.
What takes your mind off real estate?
My wife. Honestly.
Right.
The reason why she's my wife and I married her
Yes.
was because she could take my mind off things. Actually, she's my color in my life.
The color of your life.
The color of my life,
Okay.
literally, because she's the one that plans all the outings.
Yes.
She's the one that plans all the bars, all the restaurants, all the cafes that we go to.
Yep.
And actually, we have this common understanding that she's the one that should be doing so as well.
Okay.
All right, and it's a mutual understanding. So
Right.
she's the one that goes like, "Hey Matt, let's go to this. Hey Matt, let's go to that." And this
Mm.
really helps me take my mind off a lot of things.
Right.
And it has helped me see a lot of different stuff in life, and which I never thought I could
Okay.
experience it myself. And for her, yep, that's basically her responsibility as my wife.
You don't. What about any sports? Sports.
Okay,
Do you sell
s-
fence? Do you collect stamps? Do you little
Unfortunately,
things like
no.
that?
No, actually, honestly, my hobby is just spending time with my wife. I
Right.
used to have, well, you have to understand because my life is in different stages. I
Mm.
was focusing on very different stuff along
Mm.
the way.
Yep.
So secondary school and JC was actually fencing.
Yep.
That was my hobby, and that was my biggest hobby. I still miss it today, but not compelling enough for me to go back.
Do you still do fencing?
No, I don't. I miss it.
You still have the sword?
I still have the swords and the blades at home.
Right.
So you ask me, now just chilling, go to bars and just talk to my wife.
Right.
That's actually that's my hobby nowadays. And,
Okay.
And honestly.
Very good.
Yeah,
So wives
honestly.
wives drive you.
Yeah.
Matt, let's
Yes.
talk about your team. When did you start building your team?
I started building my team in 2018, January. Before that, it was just along the way, by the way kind of process.
You grabbed you carried a couple of people over the years.
Yep, I carried it. Means before that, people saw my growth, they saw the
Mm.
change in me, and then they say, "Hey, Matt, how come PropNext PNG can change you so much?"
Yep.
And I said, "Yeah, this is the platform, blah blah blah, and this is the support
Mm.
that they could give me."
Yep.
And then they joined along the way because they saw my results. But to say actively growing a team,
Yep.
2018.
2018.
Yep.
And with how many agents?
I started off with 12 agents. Right now, today I have 160
Yes.
plus and growing.
That's a fantastic growth.
Mm-hmm.
So year on year, about what 100 agents.
Yep.
And what kind of person joins you? Or what kind of person are you looking for?
Okay, actually, because of the way I do my stuff and the character I have, I always believe that whoever you are attracts whatever that comes.
Yep.
So, hang on. All right, sorry. You need
Okay.
Yeah, let me mute it. Okay, you wanna?
Let's do that again.
Yeah, let's
okay.
do that again. Sorry. Can we? Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So.
Right, Matt. Let's talk about your teams because you've got a fantastic team right now. How did you start?
All right. So actually it was before 2018. I was actually along the way. By the way, they saw my growth. They
Mhm.
saw the results that I achieved, and then they asked me what is it different here in PropNext PNG, and I shared with them, and they just joined me.
Right.
So they are still with me here till today. But to say actively start building a team, that was in 2018.
Right. And what kind of people do you look for to join your team?
All right, because of my own character, I always believe whoever you are would attract whoever that person is as well. And so for me, every time when I go for recruitment or anybody that express interest that joins me,
Mm-hmm.
I would try my best to be my most genuine self because I don't want to be shortchanging that person as well.
Right.
All right, I want him to know what is he getting into, and who is he actually dealing with on a daily basis as his mentor.
Right.
All right, so for me, most of the people that join me are people who want to be top producers themselves because they want to experience this kind of growth, this kind of achievement that they always dreamed about. And it becomes a natural attraction.
Yep.
And because of my own age as well,
Mm.
I tend to attract more the younger salesperson,
Yep.
the younger RES to come on board because they are inspired by what I could have achieved within these few years, and they want to do it themselves as well.
Yeah.
Right, so it becomes a natural attraction.
I see.
Mhm.
So when they come in, how do you groom them?
Right, so for me, I always believe that my success should be replicated. I don't want them to ever think that, I wouldn't want them to ever think that, hey, because you're Matthew Lam, or because you're a top producer, obviously you are able to get the millionaire. I'm not Matthew Lam. Right, for me, I always believe in people replicating my success, and I always believe that everybody with their own talents, they could be a better version than me. Okay, whatever that I replicated for them and make them apply, and with their own talents, they definitely will be better than me and the best version of themselves. And to do so, I must come up with frameworks, templates that they can replicate easily and
Mhm.
relate to.
Right.
And that's exactly how I run my division, right? Through frameworks, through scripts, through templates. These are things that I'm doing on the ground on a daily basis that they can take it immediately and apply it in their own style or as it is itself, because it has already been proven that it works.
I see. So you help them through your experience and mistakes.
Yes.
That you accelerate their learning
Yes, correct.
by avoiding all those mistakes.
Yes, correct.
Oh, okay. So you're getting the platinums.
Mm-hmm.
How many of your other teammates are getting platinums?
All right. On average, from Matt Lam division, at least about 3 members per month are getting platinums.
That's fantastic.
Almost every month. To me, last year, every month, yeah, correct. 3 every month. There's at least 3 to 4 members are getting platinum.
And these are RES who came in and they were quite new and
Yep.
inexperienced, and they were
both. It's a good mixture. It's inexperienced and experienced.
right.
But the experienced one, they are not top producers to begin with.
Mm-hmm.
They came here seeking that kind of trajectory growth,
Yes.
that kind of breakthrough,
Yes.
and they were pretty much starting out maybe about 30 to 60, 70,000 themselves per annum.
Okay.
And they come over, they experience this growth, and today they are platinum achievers themselves.
Fantastic. So they should be very thankful. in terms of a team.
Yes, I
dynamics.
definitely believe so.
So what's the team spirit like?
Team spirit, like I have a few core values that I emphasize. So team spirit, team culture wise, because of how I am, I want all of them to be very genuine to each other.
Yep.
And they are really the most genuine bunch that I have ever met. I think it's due to the attraction.
Yep.
Whatever that they are unhappy with, whatever they're happy with, they'll just say it to each other and they work it out amongst themselves. And more importantly, the environment that I've built and they have built together. As members themselves, they created a very competitive yet very friendly environment to help push each other. And more importantly, I always say it's very naive, but it's the hardest thing to do. Treat each other like family, brothers and sisters.
Yep.
I mean, we always hear this all the time.
Yep.
But really, in order to do so, a lot of effort. And they
Yep.
must share this same vision as well. And thankfully, I have a few pillars that joined me earlier. They saw the benefits of this and they said, yes, this vision should be continued. And most of them are passing on these core values, no matter whoever comes into this family.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Well done.
Yep.
Right. All right, Matthew, I'm going to ask you some rapid fire questions
Sure.
now, okay? Just say the first thing that comes to your head,
Sure.
right? Name,
Matthew Lam,
age,
31,
height,
160,
weight,
75,
shoe size,
7.5,
favorite color,
purple,
favorite movie,
Avengers.
favorite food.
Wow. Let me get it there.
Too slow. Come on.
Somtam.
Okay.
It's a Thai food.
Thai food.
All right.
Favorite holiday.
Paris, Europe, Italy, Florence.
Okay, that's 4.
Maldives.
Favorite saying. Favorite saying.
Favorite saying?
Yes. What's your favorite saying?
One good day.
Okay, one good day. Favorite Avenger.
Iron Man.
Favorite actor.
Robert Downey Jr.
And who's your hero?
Who's
in
my
life-
hero?
in life?
My dad.
Oh, well done. I'm going to give you 60 seconds because at the end of this, I want you to look straight into the camera and I want you to give your best pitch to the prospective RES and why they should join you.
All
Are
right.
you ready? I'm going to give you 60 seconds
Sure.
starting now.
All right. Hi, everybody. I'm Matthew Lam. If you're looking for a place with culture, dynamism, youthful, and most importantly, framework and templates and scripts so that you can maximize your success and increase your $1 million chance towards your $1 million career in real estate, Matt Lam Division is the place to look for. Because why? We have successfully created more than 20 over platinum achievers, and more importantly, the million success that I experienced, my agents experienced it, because in 2019 we created another millionaire apart from myself. 2 millionaires in 2019, and I believe 2020 it can be you.
Well done. You've got 18 seconds left. All right, I'm going to wrap up here. Thank you very much for your time.
Right. Thank you very much for your time too.
I learned something new and I hope we can do this again sometime.
Definitely my pleasure.
Okay. High five.
High five.